Hey, what's up, friends? You get Gypsy back here today for OST round 5 up against Candice. Yeah, really nice user. Shout outs to my opponent Candice. Like, it's not often you meet like, friendly users in Smogon particularly. It's a kind of toxic environment. It can be a toxic environment, I'll say. Yeah, my opponent was just really friendly, and that's just it sounds like trivial, but that's not something you really see much in the tour scene. So yeah, shout out to my opponent. Yeah. So anyway, going up against Candice, as you can see, he's my opponent, he or she. I believe it's a girl actually. I'm not too sure on that, but I think it's. I spoke to someone and they said it was a girl. But either way, obviously a formidable opponent making it to round 5 of OST. So they've brought a seemingly sand offense plus Zard Y. I'm assuming it's Zard Y. He does have T-Tar to trap potential Zard Y checks such as Ladies, even though they don't really exist. There's potential for someone to run like Scuffed Latios. So we have obviously like a SERP, which is a big threat. I've noticed Candice does like to bring SERP. Scattered some replays, noticed that SERP was prevalent on a couple of teams. But she did also use Rain, so that was something I had to kind of keep in mind when building. As you can see, I do have the Pex and the Tang in the back, so kind of Rain countermeasures there. But obviously Zard Y, big threat, but I do have Toxic Pex, which tanks. Looking at his team, he could be like Double Dance Landorus, maybe Scuffed Tar, or Scuffed Lando, and then like Rocks T-Tar. With like sand support for drill. So let's just jump into the match. I'm going to lead off with this is a team built by Tony, moderator on Smogon, Subject 18, pretty cool dude. And it's a really fun mobile team, definitely a nice like mobile balanced team. So I'm going to lead off with my Pheromosa as he's going to lead off with his Zard Y. I'm going to be threatened out here. I don't have U-turn, I am a special Mosa with like Z fighting. I'm going to go into my Toxapex to chew the Fire Blast or the Flamethrower from the Zard. As we tank, that does 35. Toxapex is stupid, man. I'm going to set up a T-Spike here. I believe I T-Spike this turn, as he does go out into his Finny, which is cool. I can now just go into my Tangrowth. The combination of Tangrowth and Toxapex does beat Finny, which is nice, because now I can just go for the knockoff here. If he did want to stay in a Nature's Madness, I knocked off his lefties, which meant that he was pressured by a Toxapex every time it came in, especially if it had to take around a toxic damage from the poison toxic spikes. So pretty nice. I'm going to go after Toxapex as he makes the double out to Superior on my predicted switch out, as he's going to go for the Leaf Storm this turn. I am going to set up my T-Spikes because I want to get that Finny poisoned if possible. That is definitely my aim, as it's going to really make my Keldio's job easier, my Pheromosa's job easier, and really give my team a lot of leeway in the kind of long term. So he's going to go for the Leaf Storm here. He's going to get the boost. I know I can tank another Leaf Storm if I need to from this range of health. This turn he's going to go for sub, and I am going to go for haze. So he knows that I can't break his sub right here. I doubt he's going to click Leech Seed, and if he does, that's actually fantastic. I am Bug Buzz Pheromosa, so I am going to make the switch out here. If he does want to fire for Leaf Storm, I tank. It's not really a problem, but he probably should just fire for Leaf Storm here. He doesn't lose all too much by it. Granted, I can kind of pivot between my Tangrowth and my Toxapex, hazing to remove the boost, kind of stalling that at PP, but I'm not about that. I'm just going to go hard into my Mosa here, live the Leaf Storm, and knock him out next turn with a Bug Buzz. So he could have predicted me to be like physical Pheromosa here, not to have the Bug Buzz, but the fact that I didn't switch out versus the Charizard turn 1 with U-turn kind of implies I didn't carry U-turn like I am a special Mosa. So I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz here, knock out the SERP, and that's nice. We get the special attack boost, which actually means with Zard at the range of health it's guaranteed in range of a Z fighting at +1. So the min roll was like 79% if he's no bulk Zard, and a lot of players don't run any bulk on their Zards. Like me and my friends run like some bulk on Zard to live T-Punch from Mega Metagross, but a lot of players nowadays don't, they just run like max speed. So Pheromosa is going to be able to knock out Zard here. We actually get a crit, which is irrelevant, as 79% was the min roll there. So we're going to get another special attack boost, and he's going to bring in Lando. Now, I could preserve this Pheromosa. I could definitely preserve it to wear down T-Tar and even just put some more pressure on Finny, as Finny's kind of forced to switch in versus it if I bring it in the late game versus something like Tyranitar or a non-choiced Landorus. But keeping it in here and getting potential Oko on Landorus with the Ice Beam, or even losing it to a potential Scarfed Landorus, will give me some valuable information for the rest of my team. So he's going to outspeed and go for the Earthquake, revealing that he's obviously a Scarfed variant of Landorus. As now I can go out to my own Lando and just go for the U-turn here, as he is forced to bring in the Finny. So this is really nice. We've got Finny poisoned, so Keldeo is looking like a threat. Literally, once I get rid of this Finny, like Scarfed Keldeo just wins with Skull, like it just wins. Skull and Secret Sword. So Tangrowth is going to come in here, and I am going to go for the Giga Drain this turn. I believe he does no longer have a Grass Resist. Lando is not really a switch into this Tangrowth because he is Scarfed. He's not like Z-Fly or anything like that, so U-turn's going to do nothing, even though we're not even invested. As this Titar is revealed to be a very bulky variant. That's not like Bantar damage, that's definitely like a more bulky set. But I do switch just in case, just to scout his set in case he is like fast Bantar. And you know, keeping Toxapex. Toxapex doesn't do too much in the sense that I already have Finny beat, it's poisoned, I have Tangrowth in the back. Tangrowth is more important to preserve because it does check extra drill and sand, which otherwise kind of threatens my team, although I do have Rocky Helmet Landorus, but obviously keeping Tang is more important than preserving Toxapex now that Zard is down. So I'm going to go into my Toxapex. He goes for Rocks, revealing that he's definitely not a banned set. Banned Rocks, I don't really see it. Versus me, he shouldn't be banned Rocks. He should be like, he could be banned Rocks, but I know, judging from the damage, that he's not. That will be revealed later on. So he's going to bring in his Tapu Fini here, as I can. Yeah, Toxapex is pretty free here. Just this click Scald once more. If he wants to go for Nature's Madness, I can start recovering up. If he wants to taunt, that's fine. I can just go into my Tang. Pretty straightforward win here. He doesn't really have any way of breaking my core, as I can just click Scald repeatedly and recover. So this is going to be this game is pretty much over at this point. My opponent didn't have too much to break my core, and he had Zard and Serp, which definitely put a lot of pressure on my core. Like Serp, if it got the boosts, could Oko Tang eventually with like Hidden Power Fire, like +6. Zard obviously, if he played around the Toxapex differently, it could have been a threat to my team, but he left it in on the Pheromone. So I really think the play should have been going into Landorus first, not going to Zard, because then he would have scared out my Pheromosa with the Earthquake, and I was not going to be able to Oko it if I was scarfed into Bugblast anyway. So he probably should have gone into Landorus as opposed to going to Zard, but you know, it just didn't work out for my opponent. So my opponent is going to forfeit here because yeah, she has no way of breaking my core, so yeah, breaking the rest of my team essentially. So that's game one. We're going to jump into game two in just a second. Alright guys, so we're back with game two up against Candice, and yeah, bringing a pretty fun team this game. It's a variation of NJMP's Sticky Webs team. It's like an early Gen 7 OU team that was run. I've used it like in a couple, I think I used it in the Facebook Central Tour. This is a updated version. Poek used this in SBL, like destroyed his opponent with it in SBL. It's just a really fun team, and yeah, look forward to using it. Notice my opponent was pretty weak to this deadly combination of Mons, as a lot of teams are. Like the only sort of playstyle that really matches up well against this is Stall, but even still, like Zygarde pressures Stall immensely, Bisharp pressures Stall like crazy. Pinsir is a threat once, like, you know, Scum is removed. So yeah, it has ways of playing around Stall, definitely. Like even the old variant, which was even weaker to Stall. Like I won some solid Stall matchups versus that team. So yeah, it's a pretty fun team, and I thought it would be fun to bring in, you know, game two, considering I was already up a game. So yeah, just gonna jump into it. This is a pretty quick game. I'm gonna lead off with my Smeagol, as he leads off with his Gira. Now, the only reason you lead off with Gira versus Smeagol is if you're like sub or taunt Gira. I don't really think he's gonna be I don't think he's gonna be sub. Reason being, he's obviously Mega Scizor. This is obviously Dragon Dance, like either lefties or Z Fly Gyarados, and Z Fly Gyarados can run taunt to help versus opposing Stall. You know, Scarm trying to whirlwind it out, which is really, really helpful in that sense. Toxapex trying to haze, so it can just continue to boost up. It's a really solid move on Gira, and the fact that he led with it implies that he has taunt. So I'm going to go for the turn 1 Magic Code, bounce the taunt back, and this means I can start to get up my hazards. I'm going to go for my Webs here, my Rocks first up, my bad, as he brings in his Pharaoh. Went for Rocks, as Webs don't affect his team too much. Like if I can get Rocks chip on Zapdos, Gyarados, you know, Finny, force him to take a bit of rocks before I go out into my defog, deterrent in bishop. That'll definitely be important. But he's going to go for rocks here, and Smeagol maintains its Satch, which is very important. As now I am just going to go into my Celesteela as he goes for the Leech Seed on my switch. Now I do have Fire Blast. This is offensive autonomized Celesteela, so I am going to fire it off this turn as he does make the switch out into Tapu Fini. Could have gone for the Supersonic Sky Strike here. In retrospect, it would have been pretty nice, but had he stayed in with Pharaoh and like protected that turn, that was definitely a play he could have made. Going for Fire Blast was the play that turn. I could then follow it up with a Supersonic Sky Strike on his switch out to Fini, but he just goes hard out to Fini, and yeah, he's going to chew up the Fire Blast and get some lefties back. But now I can just go out into my Bishop, taking advantage of the defog, and yeah, really dishing out some huge damage to this Fini. If I can whittle this Fini down, if he wants to stay in here and press Moonblast, that is definitely risky because if he gets the special attack drop on me, my attack is just going to go even higher. If he switches out to Sizzle here, it's going to be 2 KO'd. If he goes out to Bishop, it's going to be 2 KO'd. So I'm just going to click knock off here, as we do over half, as he is going to go for the Moonblast, and he's actually going to drop my special attack, so our attack is going to boost up even higher. This turn he's going to switch out to Ferrothorn as I just go for the knock. It was like this was an interesting turn because knock like didn't necessarily knock out the Fini if he was max defense, but it had a very good chance to, as he did make the switch out to Ferrothorn, potentially predicting me to go for the Iron Head that turn. In case I didn't want to risk knockoff not killing, but we do get the Pharaoh there, as now Sizzle is going to come in, and at this point I can click Sucker Punch because nothing on his team has a way of like boosting up or like stalling out my Sucker Punches. Gyarados could taunt, he could like start Dragonetsing, but if he mispredicts one turn and I click knock, then it drops. I have Mimikyu in the back, I have like to revenge it with my Disguise up, I have Sash Smeagol with Spore. So yeah, not really worried about anything like setting up versus my Bishop, and obviously if he gets one turn wrong and attacks on my Sucker Punch, then he's just going to drop anyway. So he's going to go into a Sizzle, maybe attempt to live a Sucker Punch, as he does not, he just drops. We are Life Orb. And he's going to bring in his Zapdos this turn, and again I'm just going to Sucker Punch because nothing he has can kill me, and nothing he has can really stall out my Bishop. If he could have risked me being a fast Bishop there, so he had to kind of attack just in case I went for like fast knock off that turn. But yeah, Zapdos is just going to go down, crit. Obviously didn't matter, I was at +4 with a Life Orb, as my opponent is actually just going to forfeit there because they can't beat the rest of my team. Pinsir wins, Zygarde wins, Mimikyu wins. Yeah, and obviously Celesteela actually puts in work versus his team. Gyarados can't beat it. It dies to Sky Strike. Yeah, so pretty quick series. Definitely good games for my opponent Candice. He or she was a lovely opponent. Very very polite, very nice, very friendly. Pretty rare on Smogon. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That was round 5. We advanced to round 6. I think this was round 5, or this may have been round 4. We advanced onward to the next round. I may have been saying the wrong round this whole recording, but whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the match. I mean, this was a very quick series, but I've got more content coming, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Drop a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time.